Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you for taking time out to watch the videos. I appreciate all of the support. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss in this video today. So before we dive into it, do me a favor and hit the like button to help this video out and show it your support. And if you are new here to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well. The first topics we're talking about have to do with Horizon Forbidden West over on the official PlayStation Twitter account. They say today's plans: start Horizon Forbidden West preload on PS5 or PS4 and watch the new cinematic trailer. So I'm going to have the cinematic trailer playing in the background. It is utterly amazing. It's awesome, and I think it may reveal something that we will be able to do in the game. I'm not going to mention it. I'm sure you guys will be able to figure it out. But yeah, you're going to want to pay close attention to this trailer. But I also want to let you know you're going to want to make sure you do preload Horizon Forbidden West if you are planning to play it at launch, because it's a massive game weighing in at 86 gigabytes for those who don't know. And it's actually even bigger than that. If you're in Europe, it's about 95 gigabytes, I believe. So as I said, if you're planning to play this on day one, make sure you preload it. You're going to want to do that. But we also learned from Hermen Hulst that Horizon Zero Dawn has reached a new sales milestone. He says on Twitter, "Wow, Horizon Zero Dawn has officially sold over 20 million copies around the world across PS4 and PC. What an incredible achievement, Guerrilla Games, and a big thank you to our hugely supportive fans. Now let's get ready to visit Horizon Forbidden West in a week." So this is some awesome news coming from Hermen Hulst and Guerrilla Games. It's crazy that a game like Horizon Zero Dawn has reached 20 million copies sold. I think some people forget that this game is a new IP. I mean, we have the sequel coming out, but it was very risky, I think, for both Sony and Guerrilla Games. They went from making an FPS to something like this, and it went really well for them. They clearly reached their true potential with a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, and they're about to take it to another level with Forbidden West. But, you know, you're going to see some people try to downplay these numbers, but make no mistake, 20 million copies sold is absolutely staggering for a title like this. You know, it's staggering when we see other games like God of War announce that they hit that type of milestone, and it's just as staggering when we hear it for a game like Horizon Zero Dawn. So big congratulations to Guerrilla Games. Let's see what Horizon Forbidden West can do sales-wise. But we're moving on to the next topic and continuing to talk about sales. We have the official SIFU game Twitter account coming out and saying, "We are humbled that more than 500,000 of you have embarked on your path of vengeance so far. From everyone at Slow Clap, thank you." And they let us know that 500,000 people have actually played SIFU so far, which is a big success for an indie studio like Slow Clap. But I have to say, I really believe that this number should be significantly higher. I have been pretty much addicted to playing SIFU, and it's an incredible game. I know that it's not going to be for everybody necessarily, but I really like what Slow Clap has created here. And I have to say, I would really love for Sony to maybe consider trying to acquire Slow Clap if they're up to being acquired, and maybe doing something even more with SIFU and, you know, a possible sequel. Because when I tell you guys that this is one of the best games I think I've ever played, I am not exaggerating. It is everything and more that I hoped it would be. But now that I am done gushing over SIFU, I wanted to run a little bit of data by you because I think it's pretty interesting. I came across this article from Push Square where the title says SIFU trophy data shows that the second level is destroying most players. So they say here that 97% of players have beaten the prologue, which makes sense because, you know, you can't die in the prologue. But then they reveal that 80% of players have beaten the first level, which I do think that is an impressive stat, because when you're first playing the game and you're learning the ropes, the first boss can be very challenging. So the fact that 80% of people have overcome that is really good. But apparently it goes completely downhill very dramatically. The completion rate for the game's second level is sitting at just 27%. This is suggesting that this level is absolutely destroying most players, and I completely understand, because the jump in difficulty from the first level to the second level is pretty high, and the boss in particular can be extremely difficult to master and learn. Although once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad, but yeah, when you first get in there, man, it is really, really tough. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how these numbers maybe change over time. I hope that most people who are struggling on the second level and the second boss persist and, you know, hopefully look up some tips and some things that can help you out, because believe me, it's really, really intimidating at first, but if you stick with it and you really try to learn it, you'll blow past that boss in no time and you'll, you know, progress through the game, I promise. But yeah, I thought that this was really interesting. Everybody's talking about the second boss in SIFU, and it seems that the data is letting us know, yeah, it's giving players a hard time. So let me know if you're playing SIFU, how your playthrough has been so far. Next up in line, we're talking about PlayStation 5 sales. Matt Piscatella over on Twitter says that US NPD hardware, PlayStation 5 was the best-selling hardware platform of January 2022 in both units and dollars. Xbox Series ranked second across both measures. So it's good to see that the PS5 is getting off to a good start. Sales-wise, hopefully this is maybe a possible good indicator that, you know, we're going to start to see more PS5 units distributed throughout 2022, and it'll be easier for people to actually buy it. But he also says here, US NPD Premium Games, Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales ranked as the 6th best-selling game of January. Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales now trails only Marvel's Spider-Man and God of War 2018 in lifetime dollar sales for Sony published titles since 1995. Let that sink in for just a moment here. That is also staggering. I mean, yes, it's Spider-Man, but I am just shocked to see that it's climbed up this far, this quickly. I mean, it's no surprise to me that Spider-Man is number 1, God of War being number 2, but man, Miles Morales sitting at number 3 in lifetime dollar sales for Sony and their published titles. That is crazy. For anybody wondering, yeah, I think it's safe to say that Spider-Man 2 is going to break some records for Sony big time when it launches in 2023. But we are moving right along here to the next topic. Apparently, Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit film and gaming rights are up for sale. This was reported on by Variety.com, and they're basically just coming out and letting everybody know that, yeah, they're up for sale, they're up for grabs, and they're projected to fetch at least $2 billion. And this is currently where it sits at. And a lot of people are thinking maybe Sony should consider trying to purchase the rights for this. I mean, $2 billion would be a lot of money when you consider that Sony bought the entirety of Bungie for $3.6 billion, right? You know, the idea of paying $2 billion to be able to make Lord of the Rings games, or, you know, games based on this IP, it would be very cool. It would certainly be interesting to see what some of Sony Studios could do with this IP, but I don't necessarily think that Sony should do something like this. I don't think that they should go for this, because to me, $2 billion just seems too much just to be able to use IP. Although we know that Sony likes to, you know, make movies. That's a big thing they're doing, right? So I don't know, maybe there's a chance they'll go for it, but you know, the way I'm going to look at it is they would be better off, in my opinion, taking that $2 billion, investing it in, you know, creating a new studio or two, or maybe buying some other studios. I don't know, maybe a studio like Slow Clap or Ember Lab. You know, I think that that would be a better use of the money, but that's just my opinion. You guys can let me know what you think about that. Next up, Sony Liverpool is relocating to a 6,500 square foot office. Reading from PlayStation Universe, Sony Liverpool will be getting a new, much larger office, as reported by website gamesindustry.biz. The new office is set to be 65,000 square feet and is the first relocation for Sony's team in Liverpool in 27 years. It'll be open this coming spring and moves the team more towards the center of the city from the suburbs. The Sony Liverpool team is one of the largest within PlayStation Studios, as the same report points out their peak of 500 staff on hand. As PlayStation is set to continue expanding, while that definitely means acquisitions, it also just means literally expanding the current teams. And again, just wanted to highlight this because it continues to show that PlayStation is growing and expanding in ways other than just acquisitions. This is a pretty big deal. We know that Sony has put a bigger emphasis on development teams in Europe, and this is just another way for them to make it clear that, yeah, it's getting much more serious over there. But the final topic I just want to run by you, I'm a little bit late to this, but still wanted to mention it. The Wolf Among Us 2 gets its first trailer and finally has a release year set for 2023. So reading from VGC, Telltale Games has released the debut trailer for The Wolf Among Us 2, and it's set to release in 2023. The title is the sequel to the 2013-14 episodic thriller based on Bill Willingham's Fables comic book series. It's going to be available on pretty much all platforms, and Telltale Games CEO said that the game will be released episodically, possibly in a weekly format similar to a TV show, although this has yet to be finalized, and that all content will be completed before the first episode debuts. So I wanted to be sure to let you guys know about that part, because that was one of the things that always bothered me with Telltale Games, is having to wait for the next episode. But the fact that they're going to be doing it pretty rapidly is a lot better in my opinion, although I'll still probably wait until all the episodes are out. But I played The Wolf Among Us, really enjoyed it, and I'm happy that we're finally getting a sequel. It feels like it's been long overdue, but that's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.